What is going on, guys? Johnny on the track, back with another video. Coming off a good weekend over at Las Vegas. We won with a Ty Gibbs top 10. And of course, we had, which I gave out, Larson and Hendrick Motorsports winning team. So that was good to get back, in winning ground, quite frankly, because the first two super speedways just couldn't hit, unfortunately. But like I said, once we started getting into the real racing season, if you will, some of these tracks that are easier for the better to really look at, and that's where we shine. We had a good weekend, so can't complain. I would have liked Christopher Bell and that bet to hit because that would have been the big money bet for me. But can't complain with a Kyle Larson, Hendrick Motorsports, and Ty Gibbs top 10. So yeah, with that, we'll move on to Phoenix. But real quick, before we do that, the NASCAR Betting Preview Show, it's the logo you see in the top right corner of your screen. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you check out that podcast feed and give it a follow on podcasts or however you find your podcast, or listen rather to your podcasts. NASCAR Betting Preview Show, give that a follow. And if you want to watch the NASCAR Betting Preview Show, the real NASCAR Betting Preview Show, that is Wednesday nights on X, 8 p.m. Just give a follow to NASCAR Betting Preview Show on X, and you can watch that show. It's a bunch of good content creators, bunch of good NASCAR bettors that give their opinions, just like me, on trucks, Xfinity, Cup. There's everything, quite frankly, that the NASCAR Betting Preview Show has to offer. So make sure you listen and follow and subscribe to all things NASCAR Betting Preview Show. Why? So with that, now we can go to Phoenix, which it'll be an interesting track to an event to feel out because, like I mentioned last weekend at Vegas, one of the factors we had at Vegas was the new tires and the new bodies for both Toyota and Ford. And still, we kind of saw what I thought we would see. Most of the same last year. Hendrick, Chevrolet seemed to be the fastest. Toyota lagging just a tiny bit behind. But, at tracks like Kansas, we probably will see Toyota shine. And Ford still lingering a tad behind both manufacturers at those high speeds. But last year at tracks like this, Phoenix, Martinsville, Bristol, New Hampshire, you saw Ford as a manufacturer be a lot faster on these shorter, flatter tracks specifically. They were just a lot faster and were able to be one of the top manufacturers, better than Chevy, better than Toyota on some of these configurations. So I say that because now this is the first race with the new rules package for short tracks this season. So I look at that, and to me, I don't feel like we're going to see much of a change here. Phoenix, the races have been split. You've got 2 Chevy wins with William Byron and Ross Chastain, and 2 Ford wins with Chase Briscoe and Joey Logano in the next gen era. Both those manufacturers have been very fast and good at this track. You look at Byron, super fast. Larson's been great. Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, 2 guys that have been very fast. So I still look at this track and say, I still think Ford's going to be pretty darn good. I think they're going to be tough to beat. And I think Chevy and Hendrick Motorsports are going to be pretty darn good as well. This just has not been a Toyota track. If you look at the overall speed rankings in terms of the next gen era at Phoenix, Christopher Bell is the fastest Toyota. He ranks 5th. Then you got to go down to 8th with Truex and ninth with Hamlin. And quite frankly, Christopher Bell at Phoenix, he is never a guy that I think of that I look at this. Like Christopher Bell is going to win Phoenix. This is one of his weaker tracks, quite frankly. And he's said that himself. So as I look at Phoenix, I look at some of these names: Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, Logano, Briscoe. These have been the elite guys at Phoenix for the past 2 years in the next gen era. So with that, here's the first bet I'm going to give out. I love the number. I feel pretty confident about it. It's Ford as a manufacturer to win. You can get it plus 250, plus 260. In some places on my book, I believe it's plus 260. I believe I saw it on DraftKings at plus 250. I mentioned Ford has won 2 of the 4 races in the next gen era at Phoenix with Logano and Briscoe. RFK showed speed here back in the fall in the playoffs or in the championship rather. And then you look at Ryan Blaney, who doesn't have a win, but he has been absolutely excellent at this track. Finished second to win the championship back in the fall. He was the fastest, in my opinion, the fastest car in the first Phoenix race. Didn't end up getting the win, but Ryan Blaney at Phoenix has been very, very good. So you put that Ford bet down. You've got Penske, you've got RFK, and you've got Stewart Haas, which I actually think might show some speed this weekend. So Ford to win. I'll add Penske to win as well. When the team bets come out, I think Penske, like Blaney to me is just due for a win. So I would also hit the outrights on Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney. Love the speed they've showed here at this track in the next gen era. And let's not forget, and I'll point these names out. Ryan Blaney, okay, was one of the guys that did the test at Phoenix with this new rules package. So he's familiar. So Ryan Blaney, Chris Buescher, Eric Jones, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, another name that I think will be pretty elite and tough to beat, and Corey LaJoie. That's Blaney, Buescher, Jones, Bell, Larson, LaJoie were the guys that did, I believe it was in December, the test at Phoenix. So they have felt this new rules package. So I love that for Ryan Blaney to have already had some experience in what this package feels a little bit more like. Really, the change is in traffic. That's kind of what the change has been geared around and towards. But anyway, I think that is also something to factor into why I like Penske and Blaney more specifically. So Penske to win as well as Ford to win right now. I'm going to throw Chase Elliott in there at plus 1,800. I've been high on Chase Elliott, and I've been talking to a lot of buddies around the fact that I'm getting a little concerned right now. And I know we're only 3 races in, but I didn't see top 10 speed at Las Vegas out of Chase Elliott. I saw it out of his teammates, I guess minus Alex Bowman, but I saw it out of Larson. Obviously, he was the best car all day, and I saw it out of Byron. He was probably the second best car, in tandem with Reddick, but we didn't really get to see Byron because of the issues. But I'm starting to get a little concerned with Chase Elliott. I just am, quite frankly. But I do think this number with this team at this track, Chase Elliott plus 1,800. I want to see something. And I feel like this track can, spark that for Chase Elliott. Look, if he doesn't show me something here, I'm really gonna start to have doubts and say like, okay, do they need to make like a crew chief change? Because they just the first 3 races, I haven't seen winning speed. I just haven't. So this is going to be an important race for Chase Elliott. I like him here in this spot. I think he has a good shot at it. So Chase Elliott to win plus 1,800. Another name I'll throw out, maybe it's a dark horse for you. I'm going to look at it as a top 10, and that's Chris Buescher. He finished 5th here in the fall. Back in the championship race, he was very, very good at these shorter, flatter tracks last season. You look at Richmond, where he got a win. New Hampshire, he had some speed. Martinsville, and really short tracks in general have been good to Chris Buescher. So I like Buescher in this spot. I think he's going to follow up a strong run he had in Phoenix back at the end of 2023 with another strong run here. He's coming off a terrible finish, quite frankly, crashed out early in that Vegas race. So I think he has a nice comeback race for a top 10. I assume you'll probably be able to get that close to plus money, maybe minus 150 at the worst, but I think you're probably going to get that closer to plus money. And I think you pound that bet. So those are kind of the main things I'm giving out right now. And like I said, definitely I'm probably going to be putting outrights on Blaney and Logano, but right now I'll give out Penske as an organization to win. Two other names I'm going to throw out, more to the fact that you just never know, right? What a new rules package really means. I feel like I have a good understanding that it might not change much. Or I said might, it won't change much. But let's say it does. Two names, and they're both in the Ford and the Stewart Haas camp. Josh Berry, Ryan Preece. I'm going to wait on them for now, but one thing I will say, when you have these new rules packages, things change in the sport. You can always count on talent, right? To kind of go to the people that learn the quickest. Always Joey Logano. It seems like everywhere we go, Joey Logano, every new place we go, it seems like Logano is a factor. It's because he's a fast learner. Now, Josh Berry, Ryan Preece, what are these guys? Well, they're pure talent when it comes to short track. They were short track born, short track bred. When they die, they'll be short track dead. That's just facts. I hope you like that rhyme. Thank you. But Josh Berry and Ryan Preece, if we go back to the first Clash event in the next gen era, Ryan Preece comes out of nowhere, has a great run, and you're kind of like, well, that doesn't make any sense. No, he's a short track guy, and so while other people or other drivers rather are kind of learning where to find speed, what the car feels, what's working, it comes back to who's bred on and who has the talent on a track style that fits to their liking and fits to their talents, quite frankly. So I look at Josh Berry, a short track guy. I look at Ryan Preece, a short track guy. I think they're going to adapt quickly to this new package. And like I said, Ford has shown speed on these style tracks in the next gen era. So you couple that with these two guys, I feel like will just be a little quicker learning than maybe some of the other guys that haven't tested out this new package or drove this new package. I like them in this spot. I'm not going to bet on them right now. I'm not going to bet on them right now. Saying that now, but I think they're two guys you want to watch for. Maybe if you see value and you want to throw top tens on those guys early, by all means, go for it. I'm going to wait, but I do think in scenarios and situations like this, oftentimes, guys that are just familiar with, in this case, right, short track racing and shorter tracks, they just find ways to adapt quick. So those are two names I'm going to throw out there. But the confident bets that I'm throwing out: Ford as a manufacturer to win plus 250, Penske to win a Buescher top 10, Chase Elliott to win plus 1800. And I look, I think Hendrick as a camp is going to be very strong as well. I would not be surprised if they dominate this race. I got to go for Ford right now because I think there's value there at this track in this weekend for Ford. So those are the bets I'm giving out. Want to know what you guys think? Put your thoughts, your bets in the comments section below. I'll tell you if you're crazy. You can tell me if I'm crazy. But put that stuff in the comment section below. Like this video, goes a long way for the channel. And of course, subscribe for more motorsports betting content, motorsports content in general, NASCAR content, all the good stuff. Hit that subscribe button right below. And yeah, let's win some money. Let's win back-to-back races. I think that would be great. And let's have a really this is the one I want to really have that big win. And I think it starts Sunday at Phoenix for us. Let's do it. Until then, see you next time.